Yes, sir. What's poppin' with y'all, man? Welcome back to another motherfucking episode of the Thin Line Between Genius and Insanity podcast, hosted by yours truly, OG. Nah, man, run that back for them fuck niggas still hating on the podcast. I am the flyest, highest, coolest, smoothest motherfucking host of them all, OG. Hatch, you know the fuck it is, man. What's up with the people all around the world? See, I've been working on my vocals. You know, I'm out here in AZ, you know what I'm saying? And Rihanna performing at the Super Bowl and shit like that. It's gonna be around the corner from the crib. So I'm like, if she need a backup singer, like a male presence for the show, I could do it. You know, hear me out. All my people around the world. You can't fuck with me, man. Nah, man, hopefully up there looking good, feeling good, staying motherfucking safe, man. Episode 115, Thin Line Between Genius and Insanity podcast, man. We on the grind 200. This shit don't stop for a motherfucking soul. I want to say shout out to everybody around the world that's tapped in, joining the conversation. I truly appreciate all love, support, man. Let's keep building this empire brick by motherfucking brick. It's definitely motherfucking working, man. People are starting to take notice. For people that follow me on social media, you know what I'm saying? I got to scroll at the bottom of the screen right now on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, what else do I got here? TikTok, all that shit, man. At OGHatch or OGHatch_. I put out some new news that I usually don't do. I usually don't put my business out there like that, but I was in one of those moves to where I just type some shit up and press send. I let people know that, you know, I was just featured in my second magazine, which will be coming out in the next couple of weeks. Just finished up that interview within the last couple of days here. Also, with that same magazine, I should say, they want to do a partnership. Still thinking about it. Obviously, more than likely, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. They want to do a partnership, like a promotion partnership for the podcast and things of that nature, more like networking and shit like that. I'm thinking about doing it. More than likely, I'm gonna do it to help build this platform even more than what the fuck it is. I want to get some of these local awards because these niggas that's winning do not deserve it. I'm just be honest with you. I know niggas is cool with certain celebs and shit like that, but when it come to content, niggas ain't fucking with me, man. I ain't no interview-based ass nigga, bro. All this shit coming straight from me. But no shade on nobody, but I want to be at that motherfucking table with the niggas that's getting these awards out here because niggas ain't really fucking with the boy like that. But a lot of shit going on, man. All that shit been transferring since last episode, which released on, what's today? Saturday. So we recorded on Wednesday. Damn, this turnaround be quick as a motherfucker. Shit be throwing me off, but it's a lot of shit going on behind the scenes, man. We're going to keep building this empire brick by motherfucking brick. It's already people starting to notice the good work that we're doing over at the Thin Line Between Genius and Insanity podcast. We're going to keep this shit going, man. 2023 is starting off real motherfucking good. 11 more months to go. We're going to keep this shit motherfucking rocking. Last year on the motherfucking docket, I want to get into this motherfucking episode, so we knock it on out. Playoffs is going on right now. Super wild card weekend for football. I don't want to miss too much of this next game. The fucking 49ers just destroyed the Seahawks like I thought they would. But a part of me thought, hey, man, you can't beat a team 3 times in a row in the NFL, especially not Kyle Shanahan. He has yet to do it with, he's doing with the Rams and shit like that. He owned them niggas in the regular season. Then last year, you see what the Rams did. So I thought that could have worked because Pete Carroll is Pete Carroll. But Geno Smith is Geno Smith. And he looked like the real Geno Smith that we used to fucking see in this game. DK had a nice little game, but at the end of the day, it's still Geno Smith, and it's still against that 49ers defense. Brock Purdy looked like that guy. I don't know if it's a fluky season or what, but he looks like that nigga. I don't know if it's just that motherfucking easy, but he tearing niggas apart. But enough of the month from these sports. I will give my Super Bowl prediction at the end of the podcast. But I want to jump right into something that I've been talking about with one of my homeboys off the podcast and shit like that. But it's also been something that's been picking up a lot of steam, outside of just on social media, period. I talked about it on last episode about Blueface possibly being broke, or not being broke like a regular nigga broke, but just like a nigga, a rapper who reached a certain acclaim and now he's on spiraling downward. That's my point of view of Blueface. I need to make it known that I actually like Blueface. We started this episode off with a Blueface song. I really fuck with Blueface. Like, I ain't even gonna lie to you. That's why I'm so taken back about what the fuck I'm witnessing about him and this girl, because this don't match the nigga I thought he was leading up to this. I was watching the DJ Academics live stream last night on Twitch. Shit was pretty interesting. Him and Blueface got into it. Blueface talking about he got more money than Academics. Nobody believes that. Like, academics got money. Nobody believes Blueface actually get money or still has money. And it was funny because as I got on the screen right now, it's Blueface versus OnlyFans. In that same tweet where Blueface said, "Act know I got more money than him," Blueface's own crowd, his own fans, his own people that follow him, his own little circle of network of people was calling cap. Like, his own fans don't even believe the image he's trying to put on. Like, nobody believes it anymore. Like, the reason why I really bring this up, now, I don't want to keep talking about Blueface because, you know what I mean, it's fucking Blueface. It's not like this is fucking Drake, Lil Wayne, Jay-Z, Meek Mill even. This ain't Lil Uzi. It's fucking Blueface. It's tears to this rap shit. But everybody had a certain idea of who Blueface was. We all thought Blueface was the famous Crip. We thought he was the biggest Crip in the world. You know what I'm saying? He's the athletic nigga. The nigga had the Blue Girls Club. The shit looked cool. Like, when I seen the whole Blue Girls Club shit, I was like, this nigga Blueface, a motherfucking pimp. And he got so much cool points for that shit, for having his own little show, having these hoes do all this wild shit just for his attention. The shit was kind of cool. But then when you fast forward and you see what's going on the Zeus network, he don't look like the biggest Crip in the world. Now, of course, niggas don't think Blueface is pussy. I don't think Blueface a bitch ass nigga. Do I think I can just walk up and beat Blueface ass? Nah, I think he'll put up a good fight. Niggas be throwing hands. I seen a nigga boxing. The nigga's a talented ass nigga. That's why it's throwing everybody off about why the fuck are you getting this $1,500 per episode check to get your ass whooped? Why are you on this show with this girl that's going to be fighting your parents? Why are you on this show and you fighting this girl pops and shit? You getting swung on by her pops and shit. It's not a good look, is what motherfuckers is saying. You's a quote unquote gangster rapper. Ain't shit gangster about what motherfuckers is saying about you. And I'm seeing I follow the Zeus network on Instagram. And you know, they do these little clips from like fans and shit, people reenacting scenes and shit like that. You want to know what people are reenacting right now, Blueface? Motherfuckers is reenacting the scene where Krishan was in the mirror putting fucking lip gloss and lipstick on, talking about some don't let them call you a bitch again, bust that nigga head again. Like, you a joke now. Like, you a joke now. Like, niggas they recreating that scene. You a joke now. Your own fans is saying that you relevant because of her now. And it's not, it shouldn't be like that. You fucking Blueface. We don't know who the fuck Krishan Rock is. Who the fuck is this bitch? You putting her on, but she's overlapping your whole career right now. Your whole career. I think motherfucker said she got more followers on Instagram and shit like that. Now, me personally, I don't give a fuck about that. But if that's that motherfucker's looking at that, people are looking at it as you mooching off her. I was talking to my homeboy. I'm like, yo, this nigga Blueface probably struggling. I heard Blueface say he never seen his contract, the one he signed. He's never seen it. And the nigga signed to Cash Money West. Let me repeat that. He signed to Cash Money West. That nigga signed to Birdman. And he's never seen his deal. And his manager is Whack 100. On the episode, Whack had to go in there and talk to Krishan Rock. I didn't even catch it when he first said it. But then academics had to bring it back up. And I had to go back and watch it. That house that Blueface living in, that's not in his name. That's in Whack 100 name. So when you throw all this out there, you telling me this nigga house not in his name, this nigga never seen his deal that he signed, and he signed to Birdman, who motherfuckers always said was robbing niggas. They had to take that nigga to Superior Court to pay Lil Wayne. If the nigga didn't want to pay Lil Wayne, I think he paying Blueface? Come on, man. Like, we gotta really think about this shit. And I like Blueface. But it's like your own fans don't even believe what the fuck you trying to say. Niggas don't believe you got money like that, bro. Like, it's gonna have to be a point in time where you show niggas some pink slips. You're gonna have to do some straight OD clout chasing shit for motherfuckers to believe you got a bag now. Now, my homeboy was telling me he got hella restaurants and shit like that. He can get 10K for a show. Cool. 10K for a show is not major money, bro. Not for a rapper. Do I think Blueface is broke like a regular nigga broke? Blueface got more money than me? Fuck yeah. Blueface got way more money than me. He got Cartier watches and shit. I ain't got no Cartier watch. I ain't got none of that shit. So Blueface got more money than me. But Blueface is clearly one of them niggas who got hella money and has lost hella money. Because ain't nowhere in hell, ain't nowhere in hell a nigga that's touching M's on the regular, or even close to touching M's on the regular, is doing what the fuck he's doing. Ain't no fucking way. Ain't no way you letting this bitch beat your ass and you coming back for filming the next day, trying to set up some more functions and shit. Some more activities are gonna be wild and reckless where you gonna possibly get your ass whooped. Ain't no way. But I fuck with Blueface, man. I don't want to keep talking about this on the podcast. It's probably gonna be the last time I bring this up unless some crazy shit pop off of Blueface. But I fuck with dude, man. I really do fuck with dude. He out here in Arizona damn near every month type shit at a local club with Krishan Rock. It's never a solo Blueface event. It's always him and Krishan Rock. So if motherfuckers is saying they getting a check for $10K, they busting that bitch down the middle for $5K. Act pulled up his streams from his songs and shit. He ain't making no money from music, bro. Ain't none. He only like one or two of his songs in the last 2 years have hit 1 million streams. And 1 million streams ain't nothing but $5,000. That ain't nothing but $5K. That's why I've been trying to tell you about this whole streaming shit. Like a 1,000 streams ain't shit. 1 million streams is only $5,000. That's only $5,000. And a lot of his songs that came out in the last 2 years hasn't reached 1 million streams. 1 million streams, 1 million on Spotify. Let me see, I'm only speaking for Spotify numbers. Of course, you got Apple Podcasts and all that other shit, but on Spotify, his shit not hitting 1 million streams. It's just not. So there's more evidence to lean towards Blueface pockets is probably getting lower and lower and lighter, and that's why he's on this fucking show being a fucking battered man type shit. But it's funny. It's some funny shit to see how he reacting to it. I think Blueface is a smart nigga. The shit he's shown a lot of smart motherfucking smart strategic thinking from time to time with the whole boxing shit. I thought he should have just stayed boxing. The nigga looked good in the ring. He should have kept boxing these other celebrities and shit. He had the music shit. He had the motherfucking the restaurants and shit, but none of that shit seems to be working for that nigga right now. And I really hope he can get on his motherfucking toes real fast and shake that bitch Krishan, because she looks better every day because she's whooping his ass and he's staying with her. She looks better every day. Her popularity is just rising. That nigga just looking like a clown each and every day. It's getting worse and worse every day. Every fucking day type shit. But to each his own. It gotta be a fucked up feeling when your own fans don't even look at you like they used to. Oh, I pray I never see that day. Real talk, man. Moving on, man. I want to get into something that I'm not even sure if I talked about on this podcast because I was trying to wait for more information to come out. This one's a little bit difficult because I wanted to wait for more information to come out, but it feels like no more information is coming out. So I gotta go off old shit and I gotta go off my own, you know what I'm saying, 2 + 2 = 4 type shit. I talked about the Dana White stuff on here, and I talked about how if a nigga can slap his wife in front of witnesses on camera and all that, there has to be more that's going on behind closed doors, right? Dana White and a slap that's kept quiet. You know, ESPN, Molly Karam, and Stephen A. Smith, they got some backlash for their little soft-ass take, their initial first soft-ass take on the whole Dana White situation. They came back and answered, you know, and faced it head on. Still wasn't really, it still didn't feel like how when Kyrie was missing games. It wasn't no yelling. It wasn't no sweating. It wasn't no veins popping out of Stephen A. Smith's head. It was real monotone. It was real cool. It was a whole lot of this is my friend, my friends is his friends, my bosses is his bosses type shit. But when it was coming to Kyrie Irving not playing no motherfucking basketball games, the nigga had to loosen his collar type shit. The nigga was sweating. He was hot. He was mad. The nigga was making, he was making real headlines then. So I still feel a way towards Stephen A. Smith about that. But that's for another conversation. You know, this Dana White nigga, everybody knows I'm big into UFC. I love the UFC. That's my second favorite league. It's NBA, UFC. And lately it's been UFC neck and neck with the NBA just because the NBA is soft as fuck now. I need to see niggas bleed, B. I need to see niggas bleed, dog. Dana White slapped the shit out of his wife. She slapped him first, but who gives a fuck? At the end of the day, you're Dana fucking White. You're a man. You just slapped your wife. Dana White did a press conference. And in his press conference, this was so much white privilege. This was so much arrogance. I've never seen anybody do this, display this type of attitude after being caught in a domestic violence situation. The nigga pretty much got out there and said, well, what would you want to happen to me? It won't affect me in no negative way. It'll affect the business. It'll affect the fighters. It won't impact me anyway. You want to send me away for a month, 6 months, I'll be fine. The nigga brought up how he could have left in 2016 and been A-OK. So it's a suspension or a leave of absence right now really wouldn't do any harm to him. And I was just sitting back like, damn. First of all, how the fuck are you in charge of your punishment? You have a boss. See, niggas always thought Dana White was the owner of some shit. He's not the owner of that shit. He's the president. He answers to a nigga. So why the fuck are you the one who's in charge of your own punishment? In what world will you give yourself the fairest punishment? In what world? So that's number one on the arrogant side. The other arrogant side is literally looking in the fucking camera and asking motherfuckers, oh, what would you want to happen? Like you really don't give a fuck. I can only imagine if a nigga did that. If a black man did some shit like that, it'd be hell and high water everywhere. But this nigga Dana White literally had the balls to do that because he knows motherfuckers ain't gonna do shit. See, when this shit popped up, I initially thought about how could this impact Dana White? What could really happen to Dana White? Dana White bringing too much money to ESPN for him to say anything about this shit. ESPN hasn't made a comment. The motherfucking the owners of the UFC hasn't made a comment about this shit. The partnership of the UFC, Endeavor, they haven't released a comment about this shit. Nobody's saying anything about this shit because Dana White is bringing so much money to ESPN. They just hoping some other shit pop off and this shit gets swept under the rug. That's what the fuck everybody's hoping this does. Because when people was asking why Stephen A. wasn't saying shit, and in the second statement from Stephen A. Smith, he pretty much said why he wasn't saying shit. His agent, his people got ties to Dana White people. You know what I'm saying? Some of the people that Dana White got ties to, and some of it is the reason why Stephen A. Smith got hired in the first place. It's a lot of intermingling going on in them circles. So that's why he's not saying shit. That's why ESPN not saying shit. Nobody's saying anything. I believe Molly Karam and Stephen A. Smith said they reached out to other female employees of ESPN to get a comment, see how they felt about the situation. None of those women was available to speak. What the fuck you mean not available to speak? You want to know why they're not available to speak? Because ESPN put the fucking bandana in everybody's mouth and tell them to shut the fuck up. They're not trying to make this a real fucking story. They trying to wait until some more niggas start fighting again. Where they start fighting tonight on Saturday night and hope that can take the headlines away. Dana White gotta fucking go, man. And since there wasn't new information that came out, old information resurfaced. And with Dana White, the old information that resurfaced was an interview from his mother that happened 12 years ago. I never knew about this interview. I'm pretty sure a lot of you did know about this interview. In said interview, his mother, well, first, let me say this. It's obvious that Dana White, his mother, does not have a good relationship. And that's me putting it in the nicest words possible. Anytime your mama can release a book about you, do interviews about you, calling you an ain't shit nigga, that relationship has been long and over with a long time ago. Dana White's mother, she pretty much said this nigga put Tiger Woods to shame. I actually want to read it to you guys. Let me see. I want to read a few of these quotes that she said about her own fucking son. That puts things into perspective about what's truly going on with this shit. Let me see this. First, she says, I don't want to take anything away from him for what he's done for MMA and the UFC. I mean, Dana has a high school education and that's it. I think it's pretty amazing the things he's been able to do with the MMA and UFC, but he's not a good person. Anytime your own mama say you're not a good person, my nigga, I gotta say you an ain't shit nigga. Because if there's any fucking body in the world who's supposed to have your back and see the good in you, it should be your own mother. Like, I did some fucked up shit in my life. You think my mama see that when she look at me? My mama look at me as that same baby that she carried in her fucking stomach, that she pushed out, that she fucking nurtured, you know what I'm saying, and took care of my whole life. That's what my mama see when she look at me. She don't see a piece of shit ass nigga like Dana White mama see when she look at him. She, as it continues, she says he seems to have lost his character somewhere along the way. He mistreats people. It's terrible the way he speaks to women and treats women. That really bothers me because I don't believe I ever brought him up to behave like that. As it goes further in this 12-year, this is a 12-year-old interview. This came out back in 2011, guys. This came out back in 2011. Where's the part that she says this nigga put Tiger Woods to shame? Because that was probably the craziest part. Okay, here it goes. It says, this is quotes, guys, from this nigga own mama. It says, everyone knows that he puts Tiger Woods to shame, accusing her son of repeatedly cheating on his wife. Plenty of the rain car girls sleep with him. There's 2 of them that I know for sure. He slept with his sister-in-law in my house, which made me absolutely furious. So let me paint the picture for you guys. Now, look, I'm not saying because a nigga is cheating on his wife, he beating her ass. But when I see you slap the shit out of her, and then I get more information that you've been doing this, you've been cheating on her and disrespecting your relationship throughout your entire 30-year marriage, I have to put 2 and 2 together that, yeah, you've been beating her ass because your own mother, even as it goes further into the reading, has said there's been multiple domestic issues between Dana White and his wife. His own mama is saying this, bro. His own mama. I always say, if they got you on 16 camera angles, you did that shit. If your own mama would have testified against you, you did that shit. You did that shit. This nigga own mama is saying this isn't she said this back in 2011. 2011. So in 2011, this nigga own mama wrote a book about this nigga, talking about how he's a fucking cheater on his wife. He's fucking the ring car girls. He fucked his sister-in-law in his mama house, and that him and his wife have been going through domestic issues throughout their entire marriage because he's been caught cheating. She said this shit 12 years ago. You fast forward 12 years ago, and 12 years later, what do you have? You have a video of Dana White's wife and him getting into it, her slapping him, and him slapping the fuck out of her. I don't know how. Look, I'm not the biggest math nigga in the world, B. You know what I'm saying? I hate math. I had the math apps on all my tests. But I do know 2 plus 2. I do know 3 plus 3. And I do know what a video evidence of you hitting your wife and your mama saying you've been hitting your wife, I know what that shit adds up to me. You's a fucking domestic abuser. I don't need to... Look, I remember I heard this story about Dana White. This was a few years ago. And you know, this nigga from Boston. And they was telling me why, and they were saying how he got out of Boston. They say Dana White got ran out of Boston by the mob. He got ran out of Boston by the mob. Niggas wanted his head type shit. So he ran to Vegas. Because at first he was involved in the whole boxing shit. He was strictly in boxing. He was in Massachusetts. And the mob ran his ass about that motherfucker.
Wow.
So when I think about that, and I'm like, any nigga that any movie that had any dealings with the mob had a domestic relationship with their wife. In any fucking movie you want to look at. Look at any mob movie, you know what I'm saying? Any motherfucking movie from any nigga from Massachusetts. And them niggas had dealings with the mob, them niggas was beating their wife. So when I think about the movies and I think about what the fuck I seen in real life, the shit is clear as day. This nigga that's wrapped up in MMA, I done heard way too many stories and seen too much evidence from other fighters in UFC and MMA history and them having domestic issues with their wife. So why the fuck is it so far-fetched for a nigga that's promoting this shit to not have domestic issues with his wife? And the shit is clear as day to me. And it bothers me that ESPN they trying to wrap this shit. They don't want to say shit because Dana White bringing in all that motherfucking money. I get it. I understand it. Motherfuckers want to take care of their bottom line. But at the same motherfucking time, you got to keep that same energy. Because I know what the fuck y'all did when Michael Vick had that dog case. I know what the fuck y'all just did to Kyrie Irving when that nigga was missing games. This nigga was just missing games. And they want this nigga to speak. This nigga Kyrie Irving put up a link to a fucking movie. Y'all had cameras all in this nigga face. This nigga Kyrie Irving didn't want to get a COVID vaccine. And he was the worst man in the fucking world. But motherfucking Dana White can beat the fuck out of his wife in front of people. And motherfuckers ain't saying shit. Motherfuckers is up there with a monotone voice talking about my friend. How the fuck you talking about? How you even use the word friend after you see video footage of a nigga slapping his wife, and also he get up on the press conference and had that arrogant ass attitude? How? How can you do that? But that's the world we live in, man. They say the man who makes the gold makes the rules. That nigga making the gold, he bringing all that big bucks in. That nigga made all that fucking money for ESPN, and it's literally millions every fucking time he hosts an event. Every time. We ain't even talking about the whole ESPN Plus shit. That shit is crazy. I was just talking about the shit that, you know what I'm saying, the tickets and all that. Because the pay-per-views and all that. The whole ESPN Plus shit is pretty much living off UFC. Who the fuck else gets ESPN Plus? What the fuck are you watching it for? What the fuck are you watching ESPN Plus for if it's not for UFC? Ain't no special football games that's on ESPN Plus. Ain't none of that shit. Don't nobody watch that 30 for 30 bullshit. Ain't nobody watching Detail no more. Kobe dead. RP my nigga Kobe. Ain't nobody watching that bullshit. Niggas getting ESPN Plus strictly to watch UFC. That's the only way you can buy a UFC package. I mean, UFC pay-per-view is if you go and get the fucking ESPN Plus. And every motherfucking time it's a pay-per-view event, that motherfucker get 20 million motherfucking pay-per-view buys and shit like that. It's too much money that Dana White bringing into them niggas, bro. They not finna say shit to dude. And even if they do give Dana White a suspension, it's gonna be a fucking slap on the wrist because he already told you that shit is not gonna impact him. At this particular point in time, get Dana White ass the fuck up out of there. Pack his ass up. We don't need Dana White. I'm gonna be honest with you. I never gave a fuck about the nigga who set up the fight. Is the fight happening? Nigga, is John Jones gonna fight Francis? That's all the fuck I give a fuck about. I don't give a fuck about who's setting up the fight. Pack that nigga the fuck up, man. That nigga, he too arrogant, bro. Now, if a nigga would have gotten that press conference and, you know what I'm saying, and apologized and talking about some, I'll take a leave of absence or some shit like that, I wouldn't even be saying shit. This nigga got up there and said the punishment for him is to shame people in the public eye, how they think about him. That ain't no fucking punishment, nigga. What the fuck? That ain't no fucking punishment. Hell, I remember when Kobe called the referee, when Rondo called the referee a fag, he got suspended. He got suspended for calling a nigga a fag. You talking about ain't shit gonna happen to you, you just slap the bitch? Come on, man. Get this nigga. Pack his ass up, man. Pack that nigga the fuck up. Like I said, I don't give a fuck who sets up the fight. You not that motherfucking important, nigga. I don't give a fuck who set up the fight. I don't give a fuck who's the nigga wrapping the belt around a nigga waist. I don't give a fuck about that, nigga. I don't give a fuck about that. Man, replace that nigga, man. Y'all better just move somebody else into that motherfucking position. I don't give a fuck about Dana White like that. But nigga bringing in the big bucks, B. That's just how the game go. That's just how the fucking game go. Moving on though. I want to get into Mr. Andrew Tate. You know, I need to make. I didn't know who this nigga was, bro. I did not know who this nigga was. I thought he was the nigga on the Fresh and Fit podcast. Now maybe because I seen a clip of the interview where he was on there, but I honestly thought it was those three niggas. I don't know Andrew Tate from a can of fucking paint, bro. So when I see what the fuck is going on with this nigga, this is probably some of the wildest shit I've ever seen in my life. Because this nigga clearly was a piece of shit. And you know how social media work, man. The piece of shit niggas, they go viral, they get the attention, and motherfuckers eat that shit up. So I'm not surprised that Andrew Tate is as big as he is. They say he started off as a reality TV star, so that adds to it. He's a fucking kickboxer. He was around the world doing kickboxing. That adds to it. And he was saying a bunch of misogynistic shit on the internet. That adds to it. But I'm watching this DJ Academics live stream. Once again, shout out to DJ Academics. I've been really tapped in with Academics like 2012, bro. That's kind of crazy. But he was watching Andrew Tate documentary he did with Vice. It was like it was a documentary Andrew Tate did with Vice, which was so fucking stupid because it was clearly a hit piece. It clearly was a hit piece. It wasn't no fucking documentary. It wasn't about the good life, the good times of Andrew Tate. This shit was clearly done to destroy Andrew Tate. And you would think for a nigga that say how smart he is, he will understand that this was probably the biggest mistake he's ever made in his fucking life. I'm serious, as well as the shit that he's being accused of doing. But the people that don't know what Andrew Tate is going through, Andrew Tate has been locked up. I think he hasn't been charged yet, but it's a conspiracy of human trafficking, rape, shit, all types of shit, strangulation, all types of shit. But the main thing is human trafficking. He's into the whole webcam girl shit. He got his own business and shit like that, where he got webcam girls. He got a hustler. I think it's called The Real World now, but he had this online school and things for a bunch of dickheads around the world who want to live like Andrew Tate. They want to learn how he lived his life and, apply it to their own life and shit like that. I'm not knocking a nigga hustle. If you find a way to make some money, you find a bunch of dickheads that's going to pay you for it, hey man, go for it type shit. The whole human trafficking thing is people really don't understand that. The reason why pimping is dead is because they slapped a human trafficking on there. A lot of pimps, if you go look at any old pimp and ask them why they got out the game, it's because it's human trafficking charges now. I remember, what's the nigga name? Sugar Free. Was it Sugar Free? I think it is Sugar Free. He was going back viral a few months ago rapping and shit like that. I think it is Sugar Free. And he was a pimp. Like, documented. Nigga, everybody know he's a pimp. He was fucking his hoes and got them pregnant. He got babies by his hoes and shit. The nigga was a pimp. He was a legit pimp. And he stopped pimping because of the human trafficking shit. And a lot of this shit that Andrew Tate is doing, I don't think a lot of people understand it because they've never been around some pimp ass niggas. Andrew Tate was clearly pimping. He was just pimping these hoes. That's all Andrew Tate was doing was pimping. That's all he was doing. Now, that's on one side of it. I'm not talking about the shit that we finna get into from the voice recordings and shit like that. But from the webcam shit and all that, Andrew Tate was pimping. That is why he's getting the human trafficking shit. That's just what it is now. Pimping is now human trafficking. That's what that is now. This ain't back in the day where pimping was pimping. No, pimping is human trafficking now. So he was doing that with the whole webcam shit. But more news came out that back in the UK, back in 2013, he had allegations of rape. He had allegations of abuse, all of that shit. And I have a few of those clips because I was watching the Vice documentary and they pretty much put all this shit out there. They went and did the research. They went and interviewed the women that had these accusations against Andrew Tate. They did all this shit. They had screenshots of text messages and shit from Andrew Tate allegedly. They have voice records of Andrew Tate talking about this shit. This is all coming from the nigga that said he's the smartest man in the world. This is the same nigga that brought Vice to his own fucking house. He brought these niggas to his house where all this shit was going down. He showed them niggas all this shit on camera. This is the smartest nigga in the world, according to him. I want to play this clip for you guys so you can see how cooked this nigga truly is. This is about in regards to rape allegations, human trafficking, domestic abuse, strangling, all this shit. Listen to this dumbass nigga Andrew Tate. He's cooked, B.
Am I a bad person? Because the more you didn't like it, the more I enjoyed it. I fucking loved how much you hated it. Turn me on. Why am I like that? Why? I am one of the most dangerous men on this planet. Sometimes you forget exactly how lucky you were to get fucked by me. Would you rather me pin you down and make you do things you didn't like, or would you rather fuck? You didn't like that I was thinking I can do whatever I want to. That's what it is. I'm the smartest person on this fucking planet. Are you seriously so offended I strangled you a little bit? You didn't fucking pass out. Chill the fuck out. Jesus Christ. I thought you were cool. What's wrong with you?
Does that sound like the smartest nigga in the world? Does that sound like the smartest nigga in the world? Fuck no. Now, how cooked do you think a nigga is when you hear that shit? He's done. That nigga's done. He's done. He's done. One more time for the niggas in the back. He's done. Wow. You know what I'm saying? He's done. Done. I don't give a fuck what the fuck he said. He can say he meant something totally different. Nigga, you're done. You pack his ass up. He's done. Are you serious? Are you serious? And this is the nigga that y'all was listening to? This is the nigga? See, man, I be trying to play it cool. But when I heard that shit, see, the screenshots is different. You can always say screenshots is doctored. You can always say that wasn't even him type shit. You can always say it, because I believe the screenshots from like a WhatsApp, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. But when you heard a nigga voice, and he's talking about, I only strangled you a little bit. You ain't even pass out. Would you rather me hold you down and me do whatever the fuck I want to you? Like, do you hear what? Let me play it again, because y'all think I'm bullshitting.
Am I a bad person?
Yes.
Because the more you didn't like it, the more I enjoyed it. I fucking loved how much you hated it.
That's ain't rape.
Turn me on. Why am I like that?
I don't know.
Why? I am one of the most dangerous men on this planet. Sometimes you forget exactly how lucky you were to get fucked by me.
That sound like rape.
Would you rather me pin you down and make you do things you didn't like, or would you rather fuck?
That sounds like rape.
I was thinking I can do whatever I want to. That's what it is. I'm the smartest person on this fucking planet. Are you seriously so offended I strangled you a little bit? You didn't fucking pass out. Chill the fuck out. Jesus Christ. I thought you were cool. What's wrong with you?
She's a victim, dickhead. Like, what do you mean what's wrong with her? This nigga's cooked. Don't even get a defense attorney, bro. It's over. Don't even get a fucking defensive. Don't even waste them people time like that. They got families and shit. Don't even waste their fucking time, bro. You're done. Take the plea and get the fuck out of here. Take the fucking plea and get the fuck out of here, man. Wrap this shit up, man. He's done. He's done. And if he's not done, it's some shit going on behind the scenes. He's done, bro. What that sound like to you? Does that sound like some regular kinky shit? Now, I think I seen academics were saying, like, man, it clearly, if Tate didn't fucking rape shit, he clearly was involved into some rape-like fantasy type shit. I've watched a lot of Law and Order SVU. I've heard that theory thrown out there many, many times. Never believed it. I've never believed it. Unless you can pinpoint that woman was into that shit, I don't believe it. Because it's already too weird to even be into some shit like that. But motherfuckers do what motherfuckers do. That did not sound like some kinky shit. That sounded like rape. That sounded like straight rape. He's cooked. That nigga is cooked. Like I said, the whole pimping shit, hey, man. Hey, only certain people will understand it. I grew up around a lot of motherfuckers who was involved in that lifestyle. I understand pimping. I can identify pimping. I'm not even saying I agree with pimping, but I know pimping. And my initial thought when I first heard all the shit about Andrew Tate, before we got to this whole rape shit, he was pimping. He's pimping the webcam girl. That's literally all it is. You take them off the streets and put their ass on camera in a bed, in a room with a bed, and there you go. That's pimping. You ain't even gotta get fucked, baby girl. You can just fuck me, but you finna be on this camera having a fucking ball. That's pimping. But this other shit, he got other women saying he was just punching them in their arms and shit, and then after that, fucking them and shit, leaving them all uncomfortable and shit. He got a lot of women saying this shit, bro. And when you got a nigga on tape saying that shit like that, you can't find 12 people in the jury that's gonna say he ain't do that shit. You will not. I don't give a fuck what country you in, Romania, UK, or the motherfucking US of A. You're cooked, my nigga. You are fucking cooked. Hey, but that's the nigga y'all listening to, bro. This the nigga that had all the followers. This the nigga that had 11 billion. This nigga had 11 billion motherfucking, they said 11 billion streams. He had 11 billion streams in like a month. I said when he got like deactivated off all the social media platforms, within like 3 months, he made $11 million. I'll never knock a nigga hustle. But this the nigga y'all was supporting. Y'all don't support the real. Y'all support the niggas that do that fuck shit to go viral. All that misogynistic bullshit. He was saying the same shit them fresh and fit niggas was saying. He had all these niggas talking about he was saying the right shit. He had all niggas believing in what the fuck he was saying. Now look at this nigga. He's cooked. That nigga cooked like fucking stir fry, man. Get that nigga the fuck up out of it, man. Pack his bitch ass up. Put his ass next to Dana White, man. Real talk. Moving on, man. Now look, man. This is breaking motherfucking news, man. This is breaking motherfucking news. You know, I was just scrolling through shit, right? And I seen some news that I didn't think was gonna make me happy, but damn, it brought a smile to my face. Iggy Azaela, the beautiful Iggy Azaela. I'm talking about the tall glass of fucking almond milk. Oh my God. The beautiful Iggy Azaela. That ass. Oh, me and John Morant be right there on the likes. Like, we be competing for our attention. The beautiful Iggy Azaela is launching an OnlyFans. Let me repeat that. The beautiful, fat-ass booty-having Iggy Azaela is launching an OnlyFans. Round of applause, please. Do I have it? Yes. Yes, baby. You deserve it. I'm here for it. I'm fucking here for it, buddy. Let me make this clear. I've never purchased the OnlyFans. I've never even thought about doing it for any woman. But it was something about this post of Iggy Azaela saying she's starting one that had me thinking, hey, yo, this might be the one. Now, would I lose my black card if I did that? You know, paying a white woman. When I lose my black card for doing it, like, niggas gotta understand that one, right? Like, you have to understand wanting to see Iggy Azaela do something with that motherfucker. I don't know. I doubt she's gonna be on there fucking. I doubt it. I highly doubt Iggy Azaela is gonna be fucking on her OnlyFans. But whatever the fuck she give us, bro, I gotta be the first to see it. I gotta be the one. Now I always think, like, how do niggas feel when they baby mama start an OnlyFans? That's probably wild. Like, what you think Playboy Cardi said? He got a baby by this woman, and all of a sudden she just dropping the OnlyFans. How do you think he truly feels about that shit? I know all that player shit, a nigga would say, how do you think he feel on the inside type shit? I would be kind of hurt. How do you think Nick Young feel? Like, I would be kind of hurt type shit. Like, damn. Like, fuck, she finna show that ass to everybody type shit. I would be fucking hurt, B. But I gotta see it. I'm really thinking about supporting Iggy. I don't give a fuck. I know she ain't broke. And I know I want to see that ass. I don't give a fuck about nothing. I'd be a cool ass nigga for 5 minutes. I don't give a fuck. I will be him. That ass is crazy. And I knew I wasn't tripping because when I first seen it, I said, like, this is big news. Nigga, I was riding with my mama earlier today and she had the radio on and shit. And they was talking about the shit on the radio. They was like, yo, Iggy launching the OnlyFans for $25. Nigga, everybody in the world, every nigga in the world is like, yo, fuck that new movie. Fuck that new Ant-Man movie that's coming out in a few weeks, nigga. We finna watch Iggy do that shit. Bitch, play with some, do something. Stick your tongue out. Let me see something. Let me see something.
Nasty bitch.
Like, this is shaking up the world, nigga. Fuck, wow, this wild card weekend shit. Did y'all hear the news about Iggy? Come on, man. Look, I'm here for it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I told y'all about Rachel Dolezal having one. I seen her pics. I almost subscribed to her shit. Iggy Azaela? Come on, man. It ain't nothing to be talking about. You know I'm dropping 25. That shit $25. That'd be the easiest $25 I ever spent in my life, nigga. Real motherfucking talk. Moving on. Speaking of leaks and shit like that, El Chapo's wife. We all know El Chapo's wife was sent to prison. Her prison pictures was leaked. And El Chapo's wife prison pictures was leaked, and she wasn't in these pictures alone. She was in these pictures with some nigga. When I say some nigga, I mean like some nigga, like a black man. Some black nigga with dreads. And I'm sitting back like, how the fuck does this picture even exist? Because one, I don't know what nigga in the world would see El Chapo's wife and say, yeah, I'm finna fuck her. That gotta be a nigga that don't give a fuck about his life. I'm gonna be honest with you. Because you can't even feel comfortable knowing that El Chapo was locked up. That nigga done got out of prison way too many times for me to be comfortable that he won't be able to touch me type shit. And two, the cartel is real. Her pussy can't be worth your life, my nigga. It just can't. But this has to be a nigga that don't plan on getting out no time soon. And then I thought about, how the fuck does this picture even exist? Is this a co-ed prison? I've never seen prison pictures that came out and it was a female prisoner and a male prisoner together. I've never seen that in my fucking life. Ever. Now, I've seen a prisoner with their family member or their significant other type shit, but I've never seen two inmates, one male, one female, in pictures together. I've never seen that shit, bro. Ever in my fucking life. Ever in my life. So that made me think, is this a fucking co-ed prison? Because if this is a co-ed prison, this shit may not be that bad. Hear me out for a second. If this is a co-ed prison, you got a guaranteed 3 hots in a cot, right? So you got food and you got a bed. And you got desperate pussy walking around that motherfucker. And when I say desperate pussy, they horny as a motherfucker. They not going nowhere no time soon. So they say fucking. I was in a co-ed college, nigga. I was in a co-ed college. It was fucking them hoes. Them hoes was fucking us. Wait, that sounds crazy. That sounds crazy. It was fucking. When it's co-ed, there's sex everywhere. When it's co-ed, there's sex everywhere. I can only imagine how much sex is going on in a co-ed prison. What? Niggas, man, look. If that's what the fuck is going on, I understand why niggas be running back to prison. If that motherfucker co-ed and you on the streets broke as a motherfucker, man, send me back to the joint, man. Fuck the bullshit. I need them 3 hots in the cot. I need at least an hour rec time for my fitness. And I need to be around some desperate pussy. Makes sense to me. Hey, that shit makes sense to me, dude. But it just blew my mind that nigga would even get in the picture with El Chapo's wife. I don't give a fuck, we was just friends, man. I am not taking no picture with you, baby. Because your husband got too many niggas that'll do anything for him. And I refuse to die over another nigga wife. I refuse to do that shit. If you gonna die over a wife, make sure it's your wife type shit. Don't die over another nigga wife. He had every right to blast your ass then, nigga. What can you say to a nigga that's in prison? What can you say? This little hot tamale ass woman walking in here, yeah, what can you say? He ain't seen shit like that in a long time, probably. I just hope it's worth it, my boy, because your ass finna get gone. Your ass finna get gone, nigga. Fuck that life sentence, nigga. You better hope you can last that motherfucker for real. Moving on, man. I have a theory, man. I have a real theory that I want to get into. It goes back to that whole. Remember I told y'all about the whole Michael Jordan's son. Who is it? Marcus. I think it's Marcus Jordan. He's dating Scottie Pippen's wife, and I didn't understand it from her point of view until now. I'm 27, right? And I've dated a lot of the older women in my life. And a lot of those older women in my life have always told me about the struggles and shit that they have with men their age, or how they don't feel their husband or whoever they was with before then was feeling them like that anymore. And it makes sense when I really think about it. Because my theory on why older women date younger men is because those are the only men who will really look at them as a prize anymore. And I don't mean to say prize in a derogatory meaning, but those are the only men who will look at that woman and be like, oh my fucking God. Because if you look at Scottie Pippen's ex-wife, Larsa Pippen, what man her age is truly gonna look at her and be like, I gotta have it type shit? What man is her age is gonna be breaking their back to make sure she's happy? You fucking Larsa Pippen, you fucking in your 40s, like, that nigga ain't looking for her. Niggas in that age group be looking for younger women too. Because they know they ain't getting looked at by the same women in the same age group how they want to be looked at. And it makes so much sense because I'm thinking like, damn, why wouldn't Larsa Pippen try to fuck Mike? That's fucking Michael Jordan. That's Air Jordan. I want to be like Mike. Like that nigga got his tongue out dunking. That's some crazy shit. That's super dangerous. He's the man type shit. Why wouldn't she try to fuck Mike? Mike ain't looking at her like shit. She ain't shit to Mike. But his son? Think about Michael Jordan's son. That nigga can go to sleep at night and say, bro, I'm fucking Scottie Pippen's wife's wife. Like that's a gold medal for that nigga. Like he feels good about that. I don't think any nigga in their 40s would be looking in their 40s or 50s, however fuck old she is, will look at Larsa Pippen and feel like they just got they just hit the fucking lotto because they fucked Larsa Pippen. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I refuse to believe that. Women only date younger men when the niggas in their age group do not look at them as shit anymore. That's just the facts. History has proven that. History is anytime when you see a woman in her age group, she gets to a certain age, she looking for some young meat. Because the niggas who she was dating, they don't even look at her like shit no more. She played out now. They looking at the young Miamis, the Megan Thee Stallions, the Saweeties, and all that shit. All them bitches like 10, 12, 14 years younger than a man. That's what the niggas is looking at. And the niggas who 14 years younger than Larsa is looking at Larsa like, that's Larsa fucking Pippen. So it is wild as fuck. It's wild as fuck when you truly think about it. That's why women date younger men, because those are the only men who will look at them like, yeah, you the shit. Or they gonna go with a super old ass nigga. It's either a super old ass nigga or a young nigga. Because the niggas that's around their age, they not super happy about fucking her like that. She just a normal body type shit. And she don't want that. She trying to still look like she the shit. So that's why Marcus Jordan is dribbling his balls in her pussy type shit. That's why he doing what the fuck he doing type shit, right? Real tough. Moving on, man, before we wrap the podcast on up, I don't want to have a super long episode. I want to get back to this game type shit. Some bad news came out. I want to first start this off by saying rest in peace to Keenan Anderson. Keenan Anderson was the cousin of one of the co-founders of Black Lives Matter. And Keenan Anderson was killed by the police in a bizarre killing, which isn't really getting looked at as a straight, like a intentional killing. Keenan Anderson was killed after being tased multiple times by the police while they were trying to arrest him. Story comes out that one witness said that Keenan Anderson was trying to steal a car. People are saying he was a teacher and all that shit. Of course, the Black Lives Matter co-founder saying how good of a person he was. He was a motivation. He was an idol to people and stuff like that, which you would expect to hear. I think it's a wild coincidence that he's the cousin of one of the founders of Black Lives Matter. So I expect this to pick up a lot of national attention. I expect this to potentially evolve to something bigger because, I mean, you are Black Lives Matter. You did a lot of protesting and marching for people that wasn't related to you. I'm pretty sure you're going to do that to somebody who was in your family. It sucks to hear that a man died. It sucks to hear that it happened by tasing, multiple tasings. I've never been tased in my life. I remember one time when I was in school, I believe it was in middle school, and I was riding the bus home, the school bus home, and I was looking out the window, and I seen this police situation going on, and there was a pregnant woman, and I literally saw the police officer as he was driving by tase the pregnant woman in her stomach. I literally saw it. When I see it and I saw it, I turned, I got everybody's attention like, what the fuck? You just seen that popo tase this pregnant woman in her stomach? And like, of course, as a kid, I didn't really think much of it afterwards. But as I got older, I'm like, yo, I literally saw a cop do that. And I really thought about it again when I read this story about a man dying from being tased. I've never been tased in my life. I've seen video footage of people getting tased, drops their whole body, they go to the ground. It's electrocution, nigga. You fucked up. To think that this man was tased repeatedly, I'm not surprised that led to his death. I'm just not. They use electricity to kill people. That's a death penalty, nigga. So it don't matter how many times you did. Sometimes it don't matter. Nigga, that's voltage. Nigga, you never know what that person that you tased and hurt, they medical history. You never fucking know when you pull that motherfucker out. Now, I believe they said the police isn't looking at this as, a wrongful killing or anything like that. They're looking at it as an in custody killing, which still sounds like somebody killed somebody. I still believe there should be some type of, repercussion for that shit. You can't just be killing motherfuckers in your custody and think ain't shit gonna happen. Like, why did you feel the need to tase this person X amount of times? Why was that necessary? Why did you feel that was necessary when y'all was already arresting the nigga? You know what I mean? So it's wild. It's gonna be more news to come, obviously. But I want to make sure I brought up on this podcast because that's a wild motherfucking coincidence, bro. Like, I can only imagine what the fuck that police officer was doing. What he was thinking, I'm sorry. Because it's one thing to be like, damn, you just killed somebody. You just killed somebody that's the co-founder of Black Lives Matter cousin. Like, you know at that moment, it's going to be way more to come. This shit not going to be swept under the rug. That's when you should know officially that shit not going to be swept under the motherfucking rug. So it's crazy. It's crazy that played out. I want to say once again, rest in peace to Keenan Anderson. I want to say my prayers and condolences to his friends, family. They say he was a teacher, so any of those students, anybody who had a positive thought about Keenan Anderson, I want to say my prayers and condolences to that situation, man, because it truly is motherfucking sad. It truly is sad. Now, to the allegations about him trying to steal a car and stuff like that, I don't know. I wasn't there. And if that is true, then yeah, he should have been arrested. That's it. He should have been arrested. He shouldn't have been tased hella times unless this nigga had a weapon or something. He shouldn't have been tased hella motherfucking times. He should still be living right now. It's sad that nigga started his life off getting tased like that and he can't see the end of the month type shit. Martin Luther King Day is Monday, nigga, goddamn. Nigga can't even see Dr. King Day? It's fucked up, man. It truly is fucked up, man. But once again, rest in peace to Keenan motherfucking Anderson, man. It truly is sad. I expect to see more information about this going further. And of course, I'll bring the information to you guys on this motherfucking platform. Moving on, man, before we wrap the podcast up, I want to go ahead and give my Super Bowl prediction, man. Super Bowl prediction, you know what I'm saying? Let me check the score right fast while let me see this Chargers game, man. I got juice on the Chargers, man. I'm really hesitant, man. The Jaguars, you know what I'm saying? I fuck with the Jags, dude, but it's something about that. I believe in Justin Herbert a little bit more type shit. Okay. As of right now, the Chargers are up 10-0, so everything is looking good. In the first quarter, it's like 4 minutes and 33 seconds left. So 10-0 Chargers as I'm making this prediction. You know, in the NFC, you got the 49ers, you got the Cowboys, you got the Buccaneers, you got the Eagles. In all honesty, well, let me say this. On Monday, you got the Buccaneers versus the Cowboys. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm leaning towards the Buccaneers. I've never seen the Cowboys do shit in my entire life. I do not believe in Dak Prescott. I think that nigga is whack as a motherfucker. The only reason why I don't go too hard on him is because he's getting a lot of love, and I seen them do this for Tony Romo. So the simple fact they doing this for a black man too, I ain't even got shit to say type shit. But Dak Prescott fucking sucks. I'm sorry. There's nothing good about Dak Prescott. He's okay. He's not an elite quarterback in my eyes. Michael Parsons is fucking overrated to me. Nigga's good. Don't get me wrong. He's fucking good. But any nigga that the best way to get him out the fucking game is to run towards that nigga and he's unblocked, it's fucking crazy to me. I've never heard that in my fucking life. How are you unblocked? The nigga said the best way to stop you is to run right at you unblocked. That sounds fucking crazy to me, but That's the nigga they said the new LT, I guess. Trayvon Diggs, I like him, but we all know why he got so many picks, because niggas, he take a lot of chances, and I seen him get beat on a lot of double moves. They ended the season bad. The Buccaneers I'm not so high on the Buccaneers, but do I think the Cowboys can Cowboys it, and can Tom Brady just pull some shit out his ass? Fuck yeah, I can see that happen. It's like vividly type shit. Like I'm not even doubting that can happen type shit. So that's taking place on Monday. Who I got coming out the NFC? I just seen Brock Purdy go crazy, bro. I just seen Brock fucking Purdy go crazy. It's really up to the 49ers and the Eagles to me. But the Eagles ain't really looked like the Eagles to me in a long time, bro. Like the Eagles ain't really looked that good to me lately, bro. So I think I'm going to go with the 49ers coming out the NFC. In the AFC, you got the Bills, you got the Bengals, you got the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of fucking big dogs, man. Out the AFC, it really only comes down to two teams to me. Everybody high on Buffalo. I'm not that high on Buffalo. The Von Miller injury to me stands out a lot. Also, I get the whole storyline shit with DeMar Hamlin. I get it, bro. It would be lovely to see them win, you know what I'm saying, the championship for DeMar Hamlin type shit. Everybody throwing their threes up and shit. It would be a beautiful scene to see. But I don't think they're going to win it. I just don't. Without Von Miller, I just don't see it. I done seen Josh Allen throw way too many red zone picks. I just don't see him doing it type shit. If he does it, he does it. But it really comes down to the Bengals and the Chiefs to me. And I like the Chiefs so much, bro. It's hard for me to go against Patrick Mahomes, bro. Like, I love Joe Burrow. I like Josh Allen even. But I don't like none of them niggas more than I like fucking Patrick Mahomes. And I don't know if it's because I feel like this whole NFL season, the Chiefs haven't had too many like national televised games. Like, they didn't have like the game in a week type shit. They didn't have the primetime slots. So I feel like a lot of people is kind of sleep on what the fuck the Chiefs can actually fucking do. Like, everybody know Patty is putting up crazy ass numbers. He gonna be the MVP type shit. But I don't think people actually was watching what the fuck he was doing out there. I think people were just looking at the stat sheet. I've seen way more Bengals games and shit like that than I've seen Chiefs games this year. But it's something about Patrick Mahomes that will never let me really pick against him. So with it coming down to the Bengals and the Chiefs, I think the Bengals do have a more all-around team, especially on the offensive end. And you know what I'm saying? T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase, my nigga. He probably the only nigga in the NFL I actually follow on Instagram. You know, they got Joe Mixon at running back. They got Joe Burrow, you know what I'm saying, distributing the ball. But that offensive line is banged up again. Lyle Collins is out. Their defense, but I don't really know if their defense is known for being super crazy. I know they run last year in the playoffs. They had 9 takeaways in 4 games. I don't really see that happening for real. On the Chiefs end, it's really just, you know, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Juju Smith-Schuster a little bit. I don't really like Juju like that. He looks slow as fuck out there to me. They got the Duke of Darius Toney, I think his name is. And they got what's the name, like Pacheco, the running back. They got some weapons over there, but they not really household names like that. And once you start talking about Juju Smith-Schuster, you ain't really talking about no more straight household names unless you know the straight game of football like that. They defense, I'm not too high on the Chiefs defense like that. But I don't really see people just out shooting Mahomes type shit. I just don't see you doing that. So I was saying the AFC, I'm gonna go ahead and say it's gonna be the Kansas City Chiefs, man. I like rooting for the Chiefs. I went to school out there. I just love rooting for the Chiefs. I got a Chiefs hoodie type shit for my boy D Stone. So I'm gonna go with the Chiefs, man. It's gonna be a fucking Super Bowl rematch from I forget what year that was when it was the Chiefs versus the 49ers. And the winner of that will be Kansas City, bro. I can't go against Patrick Mahomes. I think that'll solidify his greatness. If he win a championship against that type of defense, I think that'd be crazy. I think it'd ask a lot of Brock Purdy to to do everything. Like when I say do everything, you gotta think dude been undefeated since he stepped into that starting lineup. And to ask him to go undefeated throughout the playoffs and to ask him to beat Patrick Mahomes, that's a fucking lot. That's a lot. Now today when I was watching Brock Purdy, I did see a little bit of Patty in him. I seen a quote from was it Troy Aikman? It was either Troy Aikman or damn, what's that nigga? No, it wasn't Phil Simms. I think it was just Troy Aikman. I think it was Troy Aikman. If it wasn't Troy Aikman, I'm sorry, Troy Aikman. But they said they seen a lot of Patrick Mahomes and Brock Purdy. They was talking about how poised he was in the pocket and how he can, move out the pocket and make them big plays and shit like that. When they said that, when I read the quote, I said they must be smoking crack. But today I actually saw it. I saw a little bit of that. That nigga will take some chances that only Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen, them niggas would do. So I saw what the fuck they were saying. But it would be a lot to ask of Brock Purdy to win every fucking thing. It's never been done in NFL history to where a rookie came in and did that shit. A true rookie type shit. Especially Mr. Irrelevant. So I think it'd be a lot, but I do think he can get there. And I think Patrick Mahomes will win his second ring and his second MVP season, man. I truly believe that. So that's what I got. I got the 49ers versus the Kansas City Chiefs, and I'm going with Kansas City Chiefs to win a very, very close game type shit, like very fucking close, right? Squeak one by type shit. But who knows, man? We'll know more by next time I record a fucking episode on who the fuck's been eliminated, the Cowboys, the Broncos, Buccaneers, and shit like that. But as of right now, I got the motherfucking Kansas City Chiefs taking down the San Francisco 49ers in the Super Bowl out here in AZ. I might have to go if those two teams actually meet up. I might just have to spend that bread on that ticket, bro. I can't justify doing it. I want to go so bad. It's literally around the corner from my house. I'm literally around the corner from the fucking arena, bro. The stadium, I should say. I've never been to a football game in my life, so I really want to go to a Super Bowl, but them tickets is so fucking high, bro. So fucking high that I cannot justify seeing that shit. But if my picks make it, I may have to do that shit. Real motherfucking talk. But with that being said, man, I think that's all we got. Let me see if we wrapped up everything on the monthly docket. We got Blueface and his own fans going at it. Dana White and the slap that's been kept quiet. How cooked is Andrew Tate? Iggy Azaela making my fucking life she made me so happy when she broke the news. El Chapo's wife, her prison pictures leaking. My theory on older women and younger men. Black Lives Matter cousin being killed by the cops. Once again, rest in peace, Ken Anderson. And the Super Bowl prediction. Yeah, man, that's all we motherfucking got, man. Let's go and hit my music, my nigga. With that being said, man, you know I give it up on this side, man. Once again, I want to shout to everybody around the world that's tapped in, join the conversation, man. I truly appreciate all love and support. Let's keep building this motherfucking empire. Brick by motherfucking me, brick. Like I say, it's working, so we get noticed and shit like that. Features in magazines. They want to do partnerships and shit like that. So I'm very happy that the growth of this podcast so far. Obviously, we want to double that going into 2023. And make sure we keep elevating. You know what I'm saying? We want to keep elevating. And I want to always do this shit for you guys because it wouldn't be possible without you guys. So I want to say thank you once again for all the friends of the show around the world that's tapped in during the conversation, man. We've reached the top 10% of podcast share globally. For some reason, somehow, we haven't dominated the local scene. So I want to dominate this local scene real fast and get back to our international growth. So with that being said, where's my fucking music, people? Come on. It's all love these ways. Never let them sidetrack you with the bullshit. Always keep the main thing. Stay safe, stay sharp, stay sane. And I'll holler at y'all next episode, man. We out this motherfucker. Peace. Man. It's a long motherfucking day, B. It's been a long motherfucking day, dog. I'm tired as a motherfucker, man. I'm so happy I knocked out this episode for you people, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Great fucking episode, man. Great fucking episode. These quick turnarounds keep me energetic, bro. I feel like it's another job for me type shit. I feel good about doing this shit so much now. But we out this motherfucker, man. How at y'all, man?
Welcome to Raw is
OG! Hatch, man, you know the fuck it is, nigga. Go play on me.